So Dennis, I see that organisations that have mature talent functions, so mature capability, experienced heads of talent or talent acquisition, the natural step that I'm seeing them take now is how do they get greater visibility of their whole of workforce, including contingent? What are you seeing, and how can companies approach getting that visibility and maturing their whole of talent strategy?
From some recent conferences that I've gone to, there is now early appetite, I think, signs where people, leaders, HR, talent is starting to have the conversation of what does that other part of the talent pie look like. And I think that needs more discussion, that needs more awareness. So once they start understanding on what contingent actually is, and as we've discussed before, it opens the door where there is now that coming together to be able to have that discussion, that awareness. Once you have that, I think that's a major step, because they now have, the purpose, the why, to then go and say, okay, let's now start looking and applying. There's not that much difference as where they start applying, hopefully, a skills taxonomy, which is come across the organisation. The spend profiles, so they look at that.
What do you mean by spend profiles? Can you explain
So
that?
looking and saying, okay, what are we spending contingent, and really breaking that down by, hopefully, the data's there, by the role, the experience, the skills.
Yeah,
so what are we actually spending? Then obviously once you understand that is why.
Yeah.
The other part is the statement of work spend, which is harder to then categorize, but it's not impossible, because you start unpacking that, bringing it back to that standard taxonomy of saying skills, roles, rates, because you will have some kind of, hopefully, a rate card.
Rate benchmarking with ranges and so on. Yeah.
Correct. And that then gives you an idea on how you compare that to your permanent space. And so it's bringing that language, a standardization. Definitely you've got to build that taxonomy. Once you do that, that then takes you to the next level where you now have obviously the awareness. You're building your own skills inside, between procurement and HR, or people leaders.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you start bringing the synergies to say, okay, as an example, we're buying a business analyst that this skill set with these years of experience doing this as an outcome.
Yeah.
What does that translate as a business analyst in the full time?
Yep.
And once you start mapping that, you can see then obviously the gaps on what I was saying before about what you're buying. And I think that's the way forward, where you start looking at the total talent and uncovering that invisible workforce.